Your leader, Patrick Harvey, has been accused this week of being an apologist for Nicola Sturgeon after he said that Greenpeace didn't understand her position on Cambo. Is he right? Is Greenpeace out of touch? And I suppose, crucially, would the Green Party be saying this sort of thing were they not a part of the Scottish Government?
The Greens have a lot of admiration for Greenpeace. I joined Greenpeace when I was 15, the same age that I joined the Green Party, but it's fair to say that Greenpeace don't really understand Scotland. They've never had a permanent presence here. We would love Greenpeace to set up an office here in Scotland and join us in the Scottish environment movement. If you compare what Greenpeace have said about the Scottish Government's shift towards a better position on oil and gas to what Friends of the Earth Scotland have said, a genuinely radical climate campaigning group, but one based here in Scotland, you can see the difference between those who do and do not understand Scottish politics. Friends of the Earth Scotland, of course, want the Scottish Government and the SNP to go further on their position on oil and gas, but they've welcomed the really significant progress that we've seen over the last few months, progress that is down in no small part to the fact that the Greens have joined the Scottish Government. So it's fair for those of us who've been in this movement for a long time to critique those others, our friends, our fellow travellers in the movement, when they're not quite getting it right, when they're landing here in Scotland having spent very little time trying to understand our situation, but have come here to lecture us on the action that we're taking.
So you would say then that Nicola Sturgeon better understands the environmental movement in Scotland than Greenpeace?
I think the Scottish Green Party absolutely understand the environmental movement in Scotland better than Greenpeace, because we are a part of it and we've been a part of it for decades, and we're in the room with Nicola Sturgeon and other ministers across the Scottish Government making those positions better. Scottish Government policy on oil and gas and a range of other climate issues has been radically improved in just the last few months as a result of the presence of Greens in government. Remember, the SNP are the party of It's Scotland's Oil, and they're now finally the party who are able to admit that we can't keep drilling for oil and gas forever. Now, of course, we need them to go further, and the Greens will be lobbying inside and outside for them to do that, but it's entirely fair for us, those of us in the environmental movement who know the state of play in Scotland, to be critical when those from outside, when London-based NGOs come in and tell us what they think we should be doing.